Hey there peeps, hey there film fans, what is up? It is Lucas here from Rebellious Noise Screen 1 and I'm here to film you in all the latest going on in the world of film and the small screen. And we begin of course with our first segment, which is what's happening now. And what's happening now at the US box office is that there's been a bit of a tug of war, as last week's #1 film at the box office was the newly released and really megally hyped Mortal Kombat movie, and the #2 film was Demon Slayer Mugen Train, which is an anime film. This week they've done a switcheroo, and so Demon Slayer is the #1 movie, grossing $6.4 million. Yeah, can't believe they're that low still. And Mortal Kombat has dropped to #2. Both movies did suffer a large second weekend drop of over 60%. This is quite normal, and it seems that it's something which obviously going to keep happening even as we get towards the end of the pandemic. It's worth noting here as well that Demon Slayer is the highest grossing movie in the history of the Japanese box office and is currently the #3 grossing anime movie of all time. So let's just see how far it can go up that list. The movie Separation is another new release. It got really bad reviews. It's a horror film. Got really bad reviews and a poor box office to boot, grossing just over $1 million, but managed to make the top 5 of the box office. Meanwhile, good news for Disney, as their latest film, Raya and the Last Dragon, it has crossed the $100 million mark worldwide, which is quite surprising considering it is obviously available to watch via Premier Access on the Disney Plus platform. So people are still going to see it in the cinemas, even though they can have the option to watch it maybe a bit more safely at home. Elsewhere, it's probably not surprised really, following the fact that the ceremony was the least viewed ceremony in Oscars history, that the usual uplift, the uptake in cinema tickets that come from a film's Oscar wins did not really take place this year. This is mainly due to the fact that a lot of the films are already available on streaming services, as I detailed in my last video. Don't forget to check that out. And that Nomadland is now streaming on Disney Plus free of charge, and it's a fantastic film. I highly recommend it. As stated in my last video about the Oscars, I think this is just the fact that there's just such a disconnect between the movie watching public and the critics' choices for movies that they seem to rave about. But nonetheless, we shall see obviously as more cinemas do open up over here, and that brings me nicely, to be fair, onto what's happening next. So what's happening next? Obviously there have been a few kind of film release date changes, and I must obviously state here that these are always changing, now more than ever, but it has seemed to calm down a little bit now, and it does seem that we are, in the UK at least, going to be getting a summer box office season. And some of the first films you can expect to see in cinemas when they open are, to be fair, Nomadland, which is going to be released here in the UK on the 17th of May, Peter Rabbit 2, you know, the film I've mentioned quite a lot, it's hopped around. Let's just wait for that laughter to catch up. Yeah, Peter Rabbit 2, led by James Corden. That's hopped around release dates quite a lot, and that will be released at the end of May. Followed by Cruella, which is going to be the next Disney Plus Premier Access film, but is going to hit cinemas in the UK at the end of May. As of now, Mortal Kombat also will be hitting cinemas, and then as we get into the start of June, we've got a kind of battle here, as we've got The Conjuring 3 and A Quiet Place 2, both being released 1 week apart. So if you're a horror movie fan, the start of June, the best time to head to the cinema, I think. And of course, the Oscar-winning film, The Father, starring obviously the best actor in a leading role himself, Sir Anthony Hopkins, that gets released in June too. And obviously as we go through the year, we've got so many great movies coming, and right here, to be fair, it's in the place I'm going to tell you all about them, coming with movie reviews and previews and trailer reactions, you name it, I'll be doing it right here. So don't forget to hit that like button on the video and subscribe to our channel, and ring the bell to get all those notifications. Moving on to what's happening on the small screen. So we've got a few things here. So Disney Plus have released a bunch of Star Wars themed content for the May the 4th. They have broke tradition here with a new series, Star Wars Bad Batch, an animated series. The first episode has dropped on Tuesday the 4th of May. And the second episode will be dropping on the usual content dropping day of Friday. This is a series I'm really looking forward to, and one which I'm sure that all our Star Wars fans will enjoy. Also, they are going to be releasing a Simpsons Star Wars short crossover featuring Maggie, and that'll be a short that'll be available to watch from this week too. Next month, of course, we have got, if you're a fan of the MCU, we're going to be returning with Loki, as that's the continuation of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And in terms of Star content, you have so much coming up. Every episode of New Girl, really popular 2010 sitcom, that'll be dropping. And if you're a fan of M. Night Shyamalan, both Unbreakable and Glass will join the Star catalogue for your viewing pleasure. And I can't go without saying this, I'm so excited, but High School Musical, the musical, the series 2, is going to be premiering in a couple of weeks' time, and it's already proven to be one of the most successful new shows that Disney Plus have launched, and so I'm looking forward to seeing where all the characters end up in the coming season. Switching gears to Prime Video now, if you're a music fan, to be fair, you covered it, as they've got Firstly, they got a documentary on the Latin American artist, J Calvin. That's called The Boy from Medellin, and it discusses his career and his battle with obviously depression, anxiety, and obviously the successes that he's actually managed to get from that. That's meant to be a great watch. And I'm a huge Pink fan, and she is obviously releasing a greatest hits again, and she is going to be doing a concert film. It's got 2 different release dates, but it's coming later this month, the 21st of May or the 26th of May, depending on what source that you go by. That film called Pink, All I Know So Far. I'm sure it's gonna be phenomenal. She's such a great performer, and she's deserving of this kind of treatment, so I'm looking forward to that. Over in the world of Apple TV, new series of both Mythic Quest and Trying drop this month. They are the 2nd series, they've been renewed, and as always with Apple TV, you'll get the first couple of episodes dropped on the first day, and then the weekly module, which I'm a big fan of, to be fair. And finally, over on the world of Netflix, we will have The Circle Season 2 finale. Not a show I really watch, but I know people are really into it. It's a reality show, it's a bit like Big Brother meets Love Island meets kind of Gogglebox, I guess, in a way. And Netflix have started doing something which seems familiar. We did one on this channel, I think. But anyway, Netflix have started doing after parties for their shows, where they meet up with the cast and crew and they kind of dissect what was going on. They did it for Cobra Kai, they've done it for other series of theirs as well. So that'll be dropping too. So if you're a big fan of The Circle, I'd recommend checking that out. Elsewhere, Son of Sam, A Descent into Darkness, new documentary, will drop later this week. And as for films, they've got you covered big time. They've got Netflix original film Monster, which looks quite enjoyable. They've got the kind of controversial Men in Black international film dropping, as well as The Secret Life of Pets 2 film. And interestingly, this one to leave you on, they are dropping, I think, the oldest film that any streaming service is going to have. They're dropping a film called The Outlaw and His Wife, which was a heralded silent movie at the time and originally premiered in 1918. Yes, that is right. It premiered at the end of the First World War, over 100 years ago, and it is going to be dropping exclusively on Netflix to stream. I'm actually going to watch it for some sort of nostalgia kind of thing. I think lots of people might end up doing the same kind of thing. But that is dropping this week to Netflix. And hey, look, I'm sure I probably missed a lot out. There's lots coming up, and I'm so happy that we're going to be going into a busy, more enjoyable period of both cinema and television as we're coming out of this pandemic, in the UK at least. Don't forget, as always, to like, share and subscribe. And if you're a fan of Line of Duty, the other day, I wasn't involved in this, it's not my kind of show. The other day, Scott, Dan, they linked up and they discussed the shocking results of that finale. That's also to stream on this channel. And until then, film fans, take care. Ta-ra for now.